Alright, hello, hello. You can see all my talents and stuff up at the top left, but I will just open them up real quick as we're starting up. I'm just running the Venthyr legendary. We still don't have double legendaries unlocked yet, so looks like we're just going into this first bowl. We're not skipping or anything, so. Get my Chain Harvest on CD. And when these guys enrage, I'm honestly just going to drop SLT so that the tank can save some of his stuff. We'll just drop Earth Ellie too, because these aren't dying very fast. Just to help out, because that's the biggest problem with pulling this first pull before the bosses, especially on like a fortified week, or even worse, like a tyrannical week, is that you end up using like all of your tank defensives to usually survive this pack, because they can hit really, really hard. And there we see he didn't have to use anything, so we just had to use our stuff, which is fine, because we'll get SLT like towards the end of the fight. And our Chain Harvest comes back up non-stop, so we'll just send it again. Just gonna be sending it pretty much on cooldown, just to get as many casts as possible off. It's nice to have it right on pull in this boss, but we're not too worried about it. Dropping Cloudburst for the next Raging Tantrum. It should time out properly. Drop a Healing Rain. And we're just helping kill this thing. And then this Cloudburst should pop, yeah, just as the Tantrum gets soothed, just to top everybody off. We can do the exact same thing. We can just drop another Cloudburst right about now. Drop Healing Rain. Okay, looks like we're going into the boss now. Lust. Just gonna Ascendance early. And fixate Pastorin. Oh, I missed my kick there. That was really bad. I usually wait till he teleports and then kicks, but we'll just have to get it again. That's unfortunate. I'll get this next one. There we go. Now we have Chain Harvest up again. We need to purge these buffs off the bosses. Now he's already out there again. I'm just gonna have to wait until he teleports again, because otherwise my kick's just gonna be permanently behind. Stun this in case nobody else does. He just teleported, so now I can kick him. So there we kick Pastorin with the focus kick. You have two options as a Resto Shaman on this fight. You can either interrupt the Searing Deaths from Sethel every single time with just a Shaman interrupt, or you can kick Pastorin every time he teleports away. Like there, he just teleported away again, and I just kick him so that he comes back into melee immediately. That way we're getting as much. So basically, like, kicking Pastorin is better if you want the boss to die faster, but kicking Sethel is better if you want to avoid potentially wiping, because if Searing Deaths are going off, it's very dangerous, especially if it's Tyrannical. If you're, like, pugging Tyrannical, and, like, you're trying to do a push key or something, I would definitely recommend kicking Sethel's Searing Death rather than Pastorin. But on a lower key where I feel safe, and I'm okay with even healing the Searing Deaths if they do go off, I just kick Pastorin because the boss will die a lot faster. If I wasn't actively kicking Pastorin here, he would probably be like 40% health still right now. And then that means we kill Sethel and the other boss and Desia, and then we have Pastorin left with like so much HP, and it just wastes like a lot of time for a key. We'll see where we end up going after this. We have Ascendance coming back up because we used it early. And the reason I did that is in case we go to the Gortrop quarter or the Koltharok quarter over here, then, like, see, we're going to have Ascendance up for this nasty pull if we end up deciding to, like, pull the whole room, or even if we only pull parts of the room, it's still, like, nice to have, because a lot of stuff can go wrong in this room. Yeah, not gonna pull anything extra, we're just pulling this stuff, so it's pretty safe. I'm gonna stun here. Gonna kick that because I don't think my stun was gonna go off in time. It was hard to tell. Used it a little bit too late. And then now, ideally, I'd just like focus this disease horror, and I would just kick the disease horror every time it casts, and hopefully they'll kick the sludge spear. I'll keep it targeted in case they won't. Okay, there they did. And then now the horror is gonna do meat shield, and I just kick that. And that avoids, again, just like the Pastrin kicks, it's avoiding the pull taking longer than it needs to. Like here, the horror is like 30% HP left over when we're done killing everything because the first meat shield just went off. So I had to kick the sludge spear. And we're going into this next pull. We can just focus the sludge spear here. It looks like we're actually not gonna pull it at all. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, we just go at the pace that the tank wants to go. An Earth Ellie here. And I just have the sludge spear fixated, so if I want to switch targets, or focus I should say, and then that way I can just kick him if he's doing the cast that we need to interrupt. What's so nice about Shaman is you just get so much control over a lot of mobs. So I'm going to fixate one of these and target the other, so I'm fixated on... Sorry, I'm focusing orange and I'm targeting star. Sure is what we want to target, but we also need to make sure that these get kicked. So there it got kicked, so now I can focus the butcher a little bit. I'm gonna use a stun. Orange focused. So when that starts going off, I'll wait a little bit, and now I'm gonna kick it. No one was doing it. And then this one, we just have to hope that they kick. They do, so we're all good. Now we can finish the butcher off, because that should be our prio target, because it has the most HP. Just helping put lava burst into it. I'm not too concerned about bursting here because we're not going to die to it, so I don't need to immediately heal everybody to full health. Looks like we're going to end up doing this guy, which is a pain because in fortified weeks these do a lot of damage, so I'm going to drop Healing Tide here. I'm going to get a little bit closer in melee because it's going to be a really bad breath like that. That is why we lost our priest friend, because he did not move preemptively. Put a flame shock on both these guys. We have our chain harvest coming up. I'm just going to use it. Void stuff. I'm going to try to see where I'm going. I'm going to save Ascendance for the next gas bag, I think, because we're going to definitely pull the one down there, I would assume. We're not skipping anything, it looks like, from how we've pulled this dungeon so far. Move out of the way of this. I'm going to drop SLT. Need to be dropping Cloudburst a little more. I definitely lacked on that a little bit. In a good spot. Just keep lava bursting, helping do damage. It's gonna make this go by faster as far as this pull goes. Once we have aggro here, we can chain harvest. So I flame shock the butcher and then I chain harvest something else. That way it hits everything guaranteed. However, we're not wasting one of those potential flame shocks if there's more targets. And then here, what we're going to do is focus the horror again and just kick those meat shields. I'm going to stun here in case the sludge sphere decides to cast, but it looks like we overlap stuns. And if the cast does go through, I can LOS right here on this wall. You can LOS on like the opposite side of the wall. Okay, there we go. So now I just need to interrupt the horror when it casts, which it should be... Oh, it looks like it just got randomly interrupted by Vron. Oh, we pop Ascendance here. Just to recover, because that bursting plus the gas bag getting pulled was actually pretty nasty. And then now I'm just getting Riptides out, I'm dropping Cloudburst, I'm healing up the tank. There's a disease that is not getting dispelled. We chain harvest here. Nice full heal for the whole group. Down. Doesn't really matter where, just in general melee. Put Cloudburst down, and then we're still dumping lava burst into the gas bag. Refreshing flame shock. Using up those procs. I can do a few heals. And then we go back to doing a little bit of damage. Drop healing rain, and it's just like this rinse and repeat style of, even though everyone's like dropping in HP, I know that the gas bag is also dying. So by the time he dies, we're not going to be dead. So I don't need to panic and full heal everybody. It's more important to kill the gas bag and then play recovery and heal everybody up. So I'm just going to focus this one Sludge Spear, and I'm going to kick it when it casts. I'm going to stun here because it'll reduce the damage intake that we are having in the group. Probably just going to save my Earth Ellie for the boss because it's kind of nice to have because of the ads that come out. We all used our kick there. That's really bad. Okay, very nice knockback by the hunter. That was very good. Gonna fixate the horror now. Chain harvest. And then we're just kicking those meat shields. Meat shields should be happening here in a second. There it is. We kick that. Heal up the warrior here. I got chopped. Don't have my defensive up, so I just need to heal myself through it. Kick the horror again here in a second. There it is. We kick. And what you'll see, you can try it for yourself, or if you're playing a healer that doesn't have an interrupt, like a shaman, you can see for yourself that these horrors will, if you don't kick them, most of the time in a pug group, they are going to be like right now during this poll, the horror would normally be like 40-50% health while the butcher's like 20%. And then you end up killing the butcher and having to deal with the horror after. But we are letting the, what are they called? The Devour Fleshes go through, so that's why the butcher lasted so much longer. And I don't really have the proper crowd control in order to stop that. That'd basically be like a Holy Paladin, or Priest are really good. Monk is also really good. So it's basically just Shaman and Druid that aren't very good at handling the, like a lot of single target crowd control and stuns. Watch out for that, that was almost really bad. Go ahead and chain harvest here. Get the tank topped up. Drop Earth Ellie here because we have the cooldown reduction going. Fresh Flame Shock because we have reduced CD, and then Flame Shock something else. Get that Chain Harvest back off CD. I need to heal up the Priest because he got hit by the chain. Just throw 2 Healing Surges at him, that'll be more than enough. And then I'll Chain Harvest the boss, that'll pick the Priest up the rest of the way. Looks like we missed one of the leftovers, so the little ads. I just Flame Shocked it. Once the Chain Harvest didn't hit it. Healing Tide here, just to help with healing, so I can keep doing damage to the boss. Refresh Flame Shock before these ads come out. That way when they do come out, I can hit one of them with Flame Shock. We heal up the warrior, same exact thing, just 2 Healing Surges will always do the trick. If Kyrian Vialed it. Oh, that was a bad refresh on that ad, I should have just refreshed on boss. Okay though, we have Flame Shock back up already. Fresh Earth Shield. SLT here. This next, oh, it didn't end up working. I thought he was gonna hit the tank first. Pain Harvest. I'm gonna try to save Ascendance here, just because I don't know what pull we're doing next. And since it's fortified, I really want Ascendance for the nastier pulls in this dungeon. I'm gonna put some spam heals into the tank. Put Cloudburst down. Shaman is very good at single target healing when you need it, like just healing throughput. Like if I want somebody to be full health, Shaman is very good at making that happen. But they also are very good at like passively healing so that you can do other things like DPS or apply crowd control and stuff. and still be doing effective healing with things like Healing Rain, Riptide, and Cloudburst down. You just get a lot of passive healing dumped into the Cloudburst. This pull is always really scary because when the tank pulls this stuff back, they always tend to fixate the healer first. So I usually like to sit back a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be okay. We'll just heal him one time, and then I'm going to back up, pop my defensive, because like I said, as soon as they turn this corner, they tend to like to hit the healer a lot. We'll drop Cloudburst, big Chain Harvest, we're going to stun to recover. This is why we saved Ascendance, and now we can just kind of spam Healing Surges, spam Riptide, get a Healing Rain down. Stuff. You can kick something. Still applying Flame Shock because the faster the stuff dies, the better. This bursting is really gonna suck without our SLT. Don't think we live this. Apply my stun again because we took the reduced CB talent. And we're pretty much gonna chain harvest this bursting stack here. Oh nice, we have a priest. I completely forgot that we have a priest. We have Master Spell. That made that really easy, but that chain harvest would have had a good effect in like counteracting all those bursting stacks at a really bad time. And the only reason I'm playing Venthyr right now, is still the best for doing damage in M+, but the only reason I'm playing Venthyr is just to level it because I'm playing it in Raid, and then I think it's going to end up being better with double legendary than Kyrian, just slightly. Not in terms of damage, like I said, like it's, if you want to do the most damage in a dungeon, it's still play Kyrian and run the Earth Alley legendary. But I think Venthyr, like you're barely trading off any healing, or sorry, you're barely trading off any damage because Venthyr still does really, really good damage. SLT was late. But you're still getting like a huge bonus to your healing output with Venthyr because Chain Harvest is actually a good healing ability where not Capacitator, the Kyrian totem is not, Vesper totem is not very good at healing. I'm gonna save Earth Ellie for the actual scary Guardian pull. And then we just Chain Harvest this right here. Should have put a Cloudburst totem down because that Chain Harvest would have put healing into it. But that's okay. Dispel. Gonna stun because we don't have very many interrupts here. And then I'm gonna wait. I'll kick this one. And this pull is where we are going to want Ascendance again. This is a great pull for Ascendance, also for SLT, which I need to be using SLT a little bit better in this dungeon. So we're going to Earth Ellie, purge that, going to Dispel immediately. I should have dispelled the curse because I forgot we don't have a curse to spell. I press my defensive and I Ascendance. We can stun. Should have put Cloudburst down. We might be in trouble because I didn't do that. Looks like we're okay. Definitely in a hierarchy, I just got punished for not putting that Cloudburst down at the start of the pull. Dispel this curse. Heal up the priest. Oh. Cool. Hard part of the pull is definitely over. That's where SLT comes in handy, is like SLT covers a lot of your mistakes on pulls like this, where if you like make one wrong target, decision, like if you decide to target somebody with a healing surge and it wasn't the right person, or if you decide to dispel somebody and you didn't dispel at the right time, or you didn't dispel the right person, SLT will help cover those mistakes a lot, even in hierarchies. And what I'm going to do here is work towards the back of them. And that way I can bait tornadoes this way, so that it's away from my ranged DPS players. We'll see if one ends up going towards me, so I can kind of give an example. Yep, there's one. That tornado that went towards me, like, they don't have to dodge it whatsoever, so it's just less movement for them. That's really beneficial. Same thing with that one. Master as our friend. Chain harvest right away here. Ooh, it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna get ready to kick this Soulbinder. Self. Soulbinder. Save CDs for boss here. This platform is usually pretty safe to use at least one CD though, because then you'll get it back up. Like if I were to use SLT or Ascendance early on, I'd have it back up towards like the back half of the boss fight, which is okay. Now we're just doing damage because this guy doesn't really do anything. Before these die, I would like to chain harvest, because then I get more CDR off of it. And dispel the hunter. The hunter's like always a dispel target, basically. Dispelling the hunter is pretty much always the play on this fight, because everyone else is easy to heal compared to the hunter. Oh, they want me to lust. I completely forgot I'm the one lusting. Oops. Drop a cloud burst. So here I can dispel the priest. And then I can just heal myself because I have the conduit, so it's very, very easy to heal myself. I'm gonna save Chain Harvest for a second, just to help heal the next one. Here we dispel Hunter again, we Chain Harvest, I'll Earth Alley to give myself some extra HP. Where he missed his soul by a tiny bit, I think. Spell Hunter. Having it very easy this time around. Chain Harvest boss again. Cloudburst. That is it. And I had a lot of unused CDs, I just didn't end up feeling like I needed them because of the key level, so we just saved them for the next pack. So here we want to be focusing the Arbalist. I actually accidentally flame shock one of the conscripts, but that's okay. Drop a Cloudburst, drop a Healing Rain, throw some Riptides, and then we're doing damage. And then if somebody gets below like half HP, I'm definitely just hitting them with a quick heal. Pain Harvest, drop a Cloudburst. Drop a Healing Rain. Oh. That was a whirlwind that we just stood in. Hey, don't kill me, please. Oh, he's gonna whirlwind on the stairs. That's so bad. Oh no. This is not looking good. Just gonna keep it alive though, because if we fight him down here, it should be fine. Drop Healing Tide. Yeah, I think we start recovering here. I'm gonna save Chain Harvest for the next Interrupting Roar. So here he's Interrupting Roar. Oh, I don't want to stand in that. That's very bad. And then I Chain Harvest. We're all very spread out, so it didn't really hit anybody, but that's okay. We still got a lot of Riptides out. Just doing damage. And then we have the CDR thing, so that'll heal us by itself. So I'm just gonna do damage now. Got the whirlwind. Nope. Tried to cancel my cast. There's a big Chain Harvest. That hit everybody.
Glory will be mine.
Nothing too special with this guy, we're just doing as much damage as we can, and then all we need to make sure we're doing is just having the group be healthy before each Interrupting Roar. Other than that, we're totally fine. So like here, I'll just Chain Harvest. It'll hit everybody except the Hunter, so I'll just put a Riptide on the Hunter. And now we're fine. Like I really don't need to be doing any more healing. I can drop a Cloudburst, Healing Rain if I really feel like it. And then when this Roar goes off here, when the Cloudburst detonates on its own, like I could literally still leave it alone. Even if the mob dies, I just leave the Cloudburst alone. And now it'll just pop at the end and do a nice bit of healing. This is not good. Here. The Arbalists are way spread out from the rest of the pack. So this is going to be a little bit rough. I'm going to drop SLT pretty early. I should have used Ascendance first, but it already got a little scary right there off the bat. And I'm going to be Flame Shocking the Arbalist. I'm going to drop Ascendance right now. Cloudburst, defensive. I still have my health pot. I don't need to use it quite yet. Healing Tide. We're really just dumping everything into this pack because it's the only really scary pack. There is like the mini boss next if we get the bad one. I think it's Advent Nevermore. Something like that, but it is better to use things here and not wipe than to not use things here and wipe. I don't know if I said that correctly now that I'm thinking about it. It's better to use things here and not wipe than it is to not use things and wipe. You get my... Here, a health pot. Because I got that shoot from the Arbalest at the same time that we had 2 bursting, and I wanted to make sure that the other players were healthier. Okay, cool, we got the easy one. So this one's just a little bit of passive healing I need to do, and upkeep on, and then just stay out of the Whirlwind, so it's very, very easy. As I'm almost standing in it. Go ahead and Chain Harvest here. Riptide the Hunter, because he doesn't have one. Heal up the tank. From the CDR thing, so I literally don't have to touch any healing buttons whatsoever. Now I can probably drop a Cloudburst, get a Healing Rain down, get a Riptide or 2 out, and then just go back to doing some damage. And then when Riptide's back up, I just Riptide a new person who doesn't have it. Again. Yeah, that first Cloudburst just popped. Just Hunter topped up so he doesn't feel scared or anything. And then we just finish it off with a Chain Harvest. We top off the Hunter. Time is looking pretty thin, but it is still doable, because it is fortified. Just gotta kill bosses. Shadow Core Elegant Weapon. This boss is all about doing damage as a healer. Only time you need to heal is right here during the brutal combos or before the brutal combos. You just need to make sure that the tank is full HP for each brutal combo. And then here, when the boss jumps in the middle of the room, I can put a Cloudburst down. But I really don't need to be healing anyone here at all. Like, I can leave the entire group half HP right now. And the reason for that is because he's going to send 2 players down. So he's sending the Warrior and the Hunter. Watch, they're going to go to full HP. And we're killing the cooldown guys, so that heals us passively. But when people get sent down, they go to full HP. So you can just leave everyone at half HP, and then once players get sent down, then you heal up the players who did not get sent down. Because they're the only ones who won't be full health. Because now they're coming back up from PvP. They're full health, everyone's full health. So if I would have healed them, and then they got sent down, it would have been like, essentially wasted healing. In a sense. Stay out of this. This is the one where he's gonna do a send people down. He's gonna just slam again soon, so I do need to keep people up here. So this is where I'd use something like a Healing Tide. We're gonna do. Make sure the tank is nice and healthy for that combo. Helping kill the banner. Now he's gonna jump. We can drop a Cloudburst. Just applying a Riptide or 2 just to get the Cloudburst going. Now he's gonna send people down. And now I just wait. And I can heal the Hunter up because he's not getting sent down. So we just heal him up quick, and now we're back on the damage. Use my Earth Ellie here just for extra health. No real reason, it gives a little bit of extra damage as well. Chain Harvest. Not an amazing use of Chain Harvest, but I just want to make sure this banner is dead, and it's looking like we're kind of behind. Marks Hunter, not do too well on these, it looks like. I know BM Hunter does really well. Here again, we're not going to get sent down, so I need to make sure we're nice and healthy. Definitely heal the tank up, drop a Cloudburst. Keep the tank healthy. We can still kill this banner. Goblin jump, please! Oh my gosh, that was so bad. I pressed the wrong keybind. Defensive. I just like fat fingered a bunch of buttons and did other stuff. Everything but Goblin jump got pressed. There we go. We do not have time to kill the last boss, I don't. Maybe if we lust on pull. 2 minutes to kill the last boss is pretty. I guess that boss was 250. That boss is like significantly longer. We just have to lust on pull. letting them know that I'm gonna lust on pull. They should also be using CDs on pull if they have any. No. I wonder if he did that for a reason or if that was an accident. Alright, not even 2 minutes, so looking kind of spooky, but we'll see. As much damage as we can. I think I'm gonna get a little closer because she is gonna do the frontal soon. There it is. Makes it easier to dodge if you're closer. The surge proc, I just moved. Dang. Oh, please don't clip me here. Holy, that was close.
My magic reaches beyond your mortal ken.
I don't have time to... Usually I would save my chain harvest for when the ads spawn, but I'm not going to actually do that here because we just need to press it as many times as possible, and we might get one more use of it if I use it right there, rather than saving it. It's looking almost doable, but I don't think we make it, because we have to burn her 1% HP every single second in order to make it right now. So, it was close. We definitely could have done more damage, and like if I was Kyrian with single legendary, I mean I'd be doing like a lot more overall damage. But even as Venthyr, I think I could have done things to do more overall to make the difference on the timer. We didn't have any like major wipes or anything. We had a little bit of a setback with like the mini boss in the PvP quarter, but other than that, it wasn't that bad at all. Rift right on him. Just gonna Ascendance here. Spell him. Just these rushes. I'm gonna chain harvest myself. Okay, they got the beer. I was about to go do it, but like everything was lining up improperly. I'm gonna kick this Farad. SLT, I should have dropped that right as that Reaping Scythe was going out. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. We almost had it, but cool. So hopefully that was useful to watch. If there's a specific healer or specific dungeons that you guys would like me to do this for, just let me know. That's fun. I'll have to do more.